it is me and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing 1 Romeo 74, which would be a Norwich to Liverpool Lime Street service. But obviously we're only going to be able to go from Peterborough to Grantham. Obviously we are on the East Coast main line. Let's get this train all set up to go. Set the wipers up. Actually, I don't think we will need the wipers by the looks of it. Let's get got the DSD on, but for some reason the AWS wasn't on. We'll set that to neutral, turn the GSMR on. Yeah, welcome to Peterborough. So we've got a 700 just leaving in distance, and then just on that track. And then we've got a 801 just there. There's the Thameslink service going, assume down to Brighton. But hey ho, this service obviously would stop at Grantham. I'm just going to wait for this to pop back round. So in real life, this service would stop at Grantham, Nottingham. Wait a second. Ilkeston, Alfreton, Chesterfield, Sheffield, Stockport, Manchester Piccadilly, Manchester Oxford Road, Birchwood, Warrington Central, Winds, Liverpool South Parkway, and Liverpool Lime Street. So obviously we're in the East Midland train delivery. However, in real life, this would be East Midland Railway. Not put on an East Midland Railway livery because I kind of like the stagecoach looking quirkiness. And I'm surprised this is not like a 4-car service. One thing would be good, set that to day headlight. But yeah, generally surprised this isn't a 4-car service. Because obviously it is going quite a while away. Think about it, Norwich to Liverpool. But shall we have a general look? How long does it take? How long does the train take from Norwich to Liverpool Lime Street via East Midland Railway? 5 hours and 22 minutes, and it's only a 2-car. That is quite surprising, as I forgot to turn that up. There we go. Should be working now. Wrong button. Add a bit of sanding on. Do you not like the snow? It's just covered in snow, seriously. Bring down the power, see if that helps. The sander back on, press it and hold in that. The brakes are off, so the brake won't be holding us. Let's see. What is going on? No transmission faults. The engine's obviously going. We've sped up to 2 miles an hour now. We're in forward, aren't we? Yeah, we're in forward. Oh my days. Everyone's probably thinking, that is one slow train. Wow, this snow is pretty high up, I guess. Press AWS and vigilance. That isn't causing anything. Put the power up to power throttle free. Turn it off and turn it back on. See if that does anything. We are generally struggling when it comes to this train, Jesus. Like it doesn't want to move. Which is really strange. Oh, it is obviously moving. but they just don't want to move any faster than getting a couple mile an hour here and there, I guess. But you haven't got any. Now we've got transmission light on. Gone off again. There we go. Now we're fine. Or we were. Take it back off. I guess these don't like all the power all at once. Well, let it just speed fast. Take its time, you know. We've got 25 minutes to do 28 mile to get to Grantham. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the East Coast Main Line, but then I saw that you can use the HST and the 158, which we're currently in. Like the 700, you can use. Saying that, look at how high the snow is there. It's over the bottom of the board. But like you can use the 700, but the 700 you literally can. It's literally pulling it out the side and putting it in the sidings because obviously it don't go anywhere further than Peterborough. The service starts at Peterborough, and now we're getting away a bit better now. Let's open the window. There we go. Would be cool if they had guard mode with this, or conductor mode, because obviously you don't open the doors here. You have to use the panels. You know what? For a second, we're isolating you. So obviously these are the way to open doors. So you put your key in and whatever, just like in conductor mode. So dovetail. It's only right for them to do it. So I'll set that back to normal. Yeah, they're both normal. Well, you got to think about it. It's common sense. Like, why is it there if? Yeah, it's the same with the ScotRail one, which came out the other month, which I now have, which I absolutely love. But at the same time, the only difference inside the cab is the fact that this is a switch and it's not a handle for the reverser. Should have done the EMR livery because, in all fairness, the EMR. It depends. When did the 801 come in service? This is something I should know. When did the Zuma trains start? 2019. Okay. When did EMR start? Yeah, I shouldn't put EMR, I should put East Midland Railway actually. It'll come up with it, just came up. (2019) as well. I guess they probably didn't have the licensing for East Midland Railway. Love to see a cross-country. The cross-country, most likely we'll see a Voyager if they have a route with cross-country. I hope they do one because I'd love to use the Voyager in an Avanti livery down West Coast Main Line. Because obviously now there's not so many Avanti run down the West Coast Main Line, and even up to Holyhead because the 805s and when the 807s come out are both bi-mode, so obviously they can use, they're just like the 801s, they're the same family of train, they're all attachments. So they have the engines as well. It's quite clever because when they first got the Pendolinos coming out, when Virgin was still running, and they were doing services up to Holyhead, they were literally getting, what was it, Class 43s to pull along the 390s. I'm like, what? Really? I only found that out the other day while watching a video. I can't remember who made the video. I'll link it down below. Because it was one of those talking about the history of them on the West Coast Main Line, and interestingly enough, Virgin actually want to come back on the West Coast Main Line and do a Lumo and be an open access company. So, wonder how they'll probably end up getting the IETs, or they could say to Virgin, that's themselves, Avanti, look, we brought in them Voyagers. Obviously, you're not using them anymore because you're using 805s instead of them. We're only running the West Coast Main. Can you chuck us a few? Because obviously they're not going to run as many services as Avanti are, because obviously Avanti and LNWR will have the primary kind of access kind of thing. And it'll be... I can't remember what it was. Virgin Trains West Coast open access. They'd have hourly services. Oh Jesus! Between London, Birmingham, and Manchester. That's more than what I thought. I thought there'd be a lot less, kind of like how Lumo's ran. 2 hourly services to Glasgow, so every 2 hours. I'm assuming that's down to Euston. Services between Liverpool and Glasgow, and a route from London via Manchester to Preston and Rochdale. That's quite a lot. Like, just 2 hourly services alone, as we've got a 800 going past us there. I assume that is why we got the red. Map. I was surprised that they lost it, because I remember that they wanted a 30-year contract or something, so they can actually, like, they wanted to put their money in. So it's not like bus companies where they have they just have contracts for routes. They don't have the contract to operate that kind of thing. So they actually have to have that contract, and it's why train companies don't own the trains they've got. They lease them. Whereas if it was government run and nationalised, they would own them. But they wanted a 30-year contract, so they were like, yeah, we're going to put all this money in, so then we'll upgrade the infrastructure and this, that, and the other. And the government were like, no. It would have saved the government a lot of money and a lot of hassle. Because don't get me wrong, Virgin was a really good company. Probably a lot better than Avanti. But saying that, is that because social media wasn't a thing as much in the life cycle as at Virgin? Because obviously Virgin ran from 97 up to 2019. I think if they ran into COVID, I think if that contract ended and Avanti was due to take over Virgin in 2020, I think Virgin still have the contract to this day because of COVID. Because don't get me wrong, First and Trentilia is a big country, but then you put Virgin in the mix, they're going out of space with planes. First don't have that kind of money. And they have flat airplanes, and they're on about having trains that do like kind of compete with Eurostar as well, and have international services running from St Pancras. Well, imagine that. Because obviously open access runs a bit differently, so obviously they can't be nationalised, unlike your standard, like your Avantis and whatever, because they're partially run by the government and they're funded by the government. in a sense. Like Luma, I took a screenshot of this the other day. Because we were talking about this. What government ones are run by governments? Where's my screenshots? Got the DSD going off. So yeah, ScotRail, Welsh Railways, East Coast Main Line, so Elenia, TransPennine, Northern, Southern, not Southern, South Eastern and Caledonian Sleeper are all public owned, so that's government. And obviously Network Rail is government run as well, so. But yeah, I didn't realise that South East government ran, but in theory, actually looking at it, the fact that the government built HS1 and South Eastern run on the HS1, yeah, kind of looking at that now, me saying that, kind of makes a bit of sense. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get to Grantham on time because of our mishaps in Peterborough. That train that passed us, probably going to be here in the next minute or so. But look down this map. Don't matter. Let's have some times. There we go, we're up to, well, we're on 69 mile an hour. This train knocks 69 mile an hour, doesn't it? Let's add some sand in, that might help. Just a bit of traction. Sanding's generally used for braking, not accelerating. You normally have a hill start to help accelerating. But one cool thing I like, well yeah, talk about, I generally wonder, as we've got, was that another 801? Yeah, it looks it. What Avanti are going to do if they're going to go, Avanti Virgin are going to do if they do get it? Like, are they going to order their own Hitachi trains, or are they going to order something else? Maybe Voyagers, or... Well, don't get me wrong, Hitachi built trains, obviously, probably the main one they get. But at the same time, you can't rule out them getting Voyagers, especially when they're the ones which purchased the Voyagers in the first place. Also, the 390, which crashed and derailed, is, I believe, I watched a video on it, it was like a 2-year-old video, if it's still there or not, is based 20 minutes away from me. And you can actually go there as well, you don't need public area, it's just some tracks which aren't train tracks, they're just parked it there kind of thing. What was it, 390.033? Was it 390.033? Yeah, 390.033. Trying to figure out. Yeah, they're stored at Long Marston. Which is in Stratford upon Avon. It's like a 41-minute drive away, but it's a lot. It's on the way to Mount Ants by Chipping Camden. But yeah, I think you might be able to go there and you might be able to ask, like, look, can we see this? But they have a bunch there, in all fairness. Because obviously Rail Live is held there every year, so... It'd be cool to go there without. So it's where what's his name? The one that has what company is it? He just bought a West Midlands train from there, 150. I can't remember his name. He's got a YouTube channel. Let me have a look. YouTube. DSD goes off a lot.
I remember getting the free.
Not David Beckham. Ashfield. Yeah, he brought a 150 from there a couple months ago. Was it a 150 that he brought? But yeah, he drove it a little bit, which was cool. Because obviously he's been to the simulator where they train driving freights at Oldham. Was it a one? It's a London Midland one, actually. It's not West Midlands.
So okay. Enough said. Let's get my hands on my very own passenger train carriage, which I intend to
see. The London Midland livery kind of is a bit like the Southern livery, obviously. Just if you look at it and put them side by side, you'd get what I mean. But yeah, he brought a 150 from there. We got 10 minutes to do 15 miles. I don't think we're going to be, but he only brought a one carriage, so obviously you could use them in one coach. Unlike these, which are two, so it's kind of like you just split in half and you have the cab on each end. Some more times. Probably be best to do it like this. See, I'd get the thumb up. Yep. But you're not mean to press E again. I do that all the time at the moment. I would, yeah, like I was saying, I would get the thumbnail. But if you go into photo mode at the moment, if you're in the snow, it takes away the snow and all the weather, which is a bit annoying, but it is what it is, I guess. One thing I'd love to have, like when it comes to making like your own custom weather, I'd like a custom dynamic. So you could pick for half hour it's been nice and sunny and then it starts to rain, instead of just like the dynamic how it is, like just rain. I guess dynamic's cool for that, but at the same time like a custom dynamic, or just custom where you can set it like how F1 is with like the time period, because obviously the time changes. It's not like we're set on one time, because obviously you have daylight cycle, which, don't get me wrong, is actually pretty good. The snow is so high. it's like it's touching the tracks. Let me go to the back. Let me see. How are we looking like afterwards? It's just a little change in the middle under the train, I guess. Apart from that, it's not a big change, but passengers must be loving it, you know. Saying that, I've been in plenty of 158s, and trust me, they are better than 170s. Well, I'll say plenty is when I was at uni and I was like, you know what, I'm going to go for a change. I'm not going to go straight to Birmingham from Derby, because normally I'd get like any permitted kind of ticket most of the time, so I'd end up going from like Derby to Stoke on a 158 and then catch a 350 down to Birmingham, and then if that service is going down to London, stay on it. Most of the time stop in Coventry. But yeah, if not, I'd have to get off at Birmingham and wait for another one. Coming back from uni, back to see my mum and dad and whatever. And yeah, they're so much nicer than 170s. Like, obviously the 170s are newer, don't get me wrong, these were built in the 80s, but there's a reason why they're still used today. And that reason is because they're blooming good. Yeah, built in 89 and 92. Coincidentally, in Derby. Because obviously Derby's got the, they used to have Bombardier there. Well, in theory, but Science and Google still say it is Bombardier. But, train, what is it? Oh, it's Alston now. So obviously it used to be Bombardier, but obviously Alston are there. And it's literally, if when you come out of Derby, you've obviously got your train depot to the left if you're going towards like Nottingham and whatever. But to the right, that's where Bombardier / Alston is. And then obviously you got another one which I was all which is just further down the road, which is Alston. No, it's not Alston. Who is it? I can't remember the name of, but obviously when I was there was the Greater Anglia. Well, they're not they're 740s, aren't they? It's Greater Anglia. That's Anglia trains. 720s. They were there. I was like, that's cool. Because obviously at this point I was obviously playing train sim and all that before coming to uni, so that's cool. It was kind of piqued my interest a lot. Let's say that I went up to Crewe once and I didn't realise that the ATP was up there. I was like, what? Obviously I was passing through to go up to either Liverpool or Manchester. And I'm like, what? That's so cool. But because obviously that's the only one I know of that's out in the open. I don't know where the other ones are. Probably it's a transport museum somewhere. But yeah, just seeing that's so cool. As well, like the record from Euston to Glasgow just only being beaten by 390, which that record was held by the ATB. It's cool. Well, I say just, it was the other year, but it was held for 30 years, so it's quite a long record in all fairness. Yeah, we're not going to quite get there on time. We did have that mishap leaving thingy as we've got another 801. See what I mean? You get ready for it? Snow's there, but we do this. Below freezing. Yeah. Don't quite running yet. And even though we select light slow, it is not working. So that's bad. So yeah, that's a bug they're going to need to fix. Oh, we're going on the fast line in a second. By the looks of it. So yeah, all the snow just melted all the way on miraculously, instantly, you know. Set the speed up. Power up. Now we're going up to 70, but wait for a second. Oh, that's going up the speed anyway. Definitely a struggle, isn't it? Not transmission fault again or something? No, we haven't. That's how I'll be struggling. And then I realise we're in a diesel train, so obviously it's going to struggle. I'm going to try to take this up the Licky incline, just after Bromsgrove, going out of Bromsgrove up to Birmingham. That's going to be interesting. Turn this off as soon as we go out, because obviously we're not going to need it. I don't think there's another tunnel anyway before we get to Grantham. About what? We got 40 seconds to do 3.8 bar to be on time. It's really strange though, he was getting transmission fault. I assume it was because of the snap. This probably takes you about, what, less than 20 minutes in the 801. Obviously you're doing 125 most of the time, whereas it's probably not even 20, probably about 19 or something. I generally don't know. I don't run this route enough to know. But don't get me wrong, obviously it's not my favourite UK route, but they've done a good job on it, like scenery-wise. Like, you can see a lot of scenery out for a while. I assume it's like this in real life, with all the fields. So I don't go on the East Coast mainline, I don't live on the East Coast of the UK to need to use it. But I assume it's like that. Not going to be too late, in all fairness. The AWS going off. Start braking in a minute. Obviously we go down to 25 and then we've got the red signal just up ahead as well. Just after this warning signal. That's a repeater, isn't it? Put that on full service because we got the red ahead. Might change by the time we get there. But yeah, it's even turned off the GSMR. Oh no, GSMR just went blank, that's all. We'll take that off for the time being. Put it back on if we need it. I'm assuming we will. There's something blocking us at platform 4? Probably. And then obviously after Grantham it'll split off somewhere. I don't know where it's split off. It normally shows probably up here actually. It's contactless signaller. There we go. Got another 801 passing by. See, now we're not getting transmission faults. And we're actually getting somewhere, so it probably was just the start. Good old British engineering. Fucking love these, man. Yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this video and want to see more of my videos, subscribe and drop a like. It'll help out a lot. And if you haven't already, in the description is the Discord. Join there. You'll get automatic notifications whenever I'm streaming or I've uploaded a video. But for now, I'll see you all in the next one, and enjoy Grantham. Bye.